Good evening, everybody. It's J Rock representing the DJ Help Desk, Power Jam DJs. Tonight we're picking up the discussion, the Rane system. 1 month in, it's been about 4 months since I got my decks, since they was released on April 4th. And so I got a panel of talented DJs tonight that's going to be chiming in. Everybody on this panel actually own the Rane 12s and 72, so they can speak from real world experience and not stuff that they read in various groups and blogs and posts. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to bring my panel on. What's up, gentlemen?
Hello, J-Rock. What's up, dude?
What up? What up? What up?
What's going
What up,
on?
J-Rock? Hi, everyone.
So I'm going to give y'all an opportunity, 2 minutes or less, to introduce yourself. We can start with Brent.
Hey, everyone. Brent Free, DJ Surf Force here. I'm out of the Mid-Atlantic area, Maryland in particular, open format DJ. I've been DJing for too many years. Love it, and been a Rane DJ as far back as the MP24 club mixer back in the day. You know, the 1200s, like everybody probably everyone here is familiar with that. And I have a bunch of Rane equipment. I just never went the S9 route. I've only played on the S9 maybe 2 times at that. I just was never a fan, but it is what it is. And looking forward to chopping up with you guys and just, see what your experiences are with the 72 and the 12s. Just compare some notes and see what we can do. Maybe get some attention if there's some things that need to be addressed.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, J-Rock. Thanks for having me.
DJ D Spaz.
What up? What up? What up? DJ D Spaz here representing VA 757. Y'all already know me. If you've been watching, you know I'm up here every week faithfully representing the Power Jams DJs, as always.
That's what it is, what it is. What's up, Frank?
What up? What up? DJ Tony Rome, stepchild to the Power Jam DJs, been in the game for over 30 years, found for the Boogie Down Bronx, doing mostly corporate events.
All right, that's what's up. So we're going to hop right in. So it's no agenda tonight. And as you know, this video is not sponsored by Rane or any company. So you can
not.
So your true
I'm sorry, Jay. I apologize.
So tonight we're gonna give them the good, the bad, and the ugly, and so hopefully it's more good than anything. But we're gonna be honest. All right. So without further ado, 1 month in, any regrets?
No, absolutely not. Just like with any product, you go through a testing phase. The only problem with the range was it's a premium set, and that's why everybody was down on it. $3,000 they wanted working out the box, and J-Rock and I know that we test a lot of stuff. He and I buy toys. I think we in a competition to buy toys. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Iris.
I do not buy toys. I've not made a purchase in about.
I am so sorry.
24 hours.
We make astute investments in audio equipment. How about that?
My next project.
More than one, too. Actually.
My next project is going to be a 12-step program for DJs. The gear addiction.
Probably a lot of us out there that can get it.
I'll be up front because I'm broke. But as I said, $3,000, and a lot of people, that can only always afford $3,000 for a set. They want it working straight out the box, and I don't blame them. But if you look at anything that's first in anything, I don't remember anything as far as DJ equipment when it came to digital controllers ever working straight out the box. There was always that learning testing curve.
Yep.
And the Ranes are no different. I mean, J-Rock and I probably will be the only ones that would tell you that it was not first love at first sight with those NS7 threes. It was kind of quirky until what was it? 1.19.1, whatever it was.
Then
the Serato was, after that, it worked.
The
No problem.
NS7 II was extra quirky, but
Yes,
the
it was.
NS7 III was way better. But Serato and Newmark finally got their act together.
Yeah, and we fell in love. We didn't take anything else with us. After I looked at all his videos and all the things that I did, that's the only thing I ever took with me, other than maybe a backup Newmark Mix Tracks Pro. But the Rane 12s, I'm totally happy with. I'm happy with the 72. I still have some learning to do with that 72. I'm still in love with my S9, but the 72 is fantastic. It's just that it's like a brand new toy that you gotta learn to actually
It just has
remove.
so many features that
I
it's.
know, I
It's going
know.
to take a while to really tap all those features that are on the 72. I mean, I'd just say that, like, I can echo what you guys are saying because I think I learned even back. I mean, like the 62 didn't have some of that because it was Scratch Live, and Scratch Live was a really mature product at the time when it was released.
Mhm.
But when Serato DJ came out, I bought a 64 just so I could get on that Serato DJ. And then at that point, that there was a lot of quirks with that. Serato DJ was still, a new product where that was the first DVS that it had. And then I kind of figured that, having been through a bunch of other equipment in Serato, like Serato takes a little bit of time to kind of get all the kinks worked out. Now they haven't done any updates, so I think they were pretty solid with the release. But we got a firmware update for the 72. You know what I mean? Rane's listening. They asked everyone to send the 12s back. I mean, I did it. I guess you guys did too.
Nope.
And I got mine back already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they came back. Actually, FedEx got them to me a couple days ahead of schedule. It was only 3 days back, where it was 5 days out. And
Wow.
I was pleasantly surprised because I took them last Saturday night. I was like, well, I'll gig with them, and fingers crossed. And they didn't let me down. So, I mean, they worked fine before. I couldn't get it to do that bug that people had videos of, but I mean, I didn't really care at that point because you just press the start button and you're good.
See, what was funny, I got it to do it one time on one deck, and I've been playing on like all the time, and I haven't had any issues.
I
So
haven't had any issues.
I'm on the fence. I said I was gonna wait till the rush got through, and then I was gonna send mine off, thinking it might
I
be a
have
little bit
mine right
faster
here.
return of time.
Back. I done had it for a while,
Mhm.
but I'm like, I'm not pressed. I'm not.
So I guess for me, with as it relates to the 12s, I'm like, Now, issue that I have with one of my 72s is the audio, and so I was waiting for Rane to send me a replacement, and so it was my understanding that it was going to be shipped like soon. So 2 weeks passed, and then I called support, and they was like, "Oh, we didn't realize it wasn't working all together. So you're on the list."
We didn't know you couldn't hear nothing.
I said,
What?
"Okay," and coincidentally, about an hour later, I got an email from AGI asking me to do a review for the 72. And so I was heated. So I gave it 1 star, and I said, I've been waiting for a repair that hasn't happened. And so, to AGI's credit, they emailed me and said, "What can we do to make this right?" I said, "Well, give me another working mixer." But I wasn't too upset because, like I said, it's the second mixer. I haven't publicly said this yet, but we're starting a multi-op. And so we're going to have a range set up that goes out on the road with some DJs.
Oh, you know what? You conveniently left that out after my rant because I had 2 sets.
But nah, the way he got his set versus the way you got your set, we ain't going to talk about.
What was it?
We
Was
might talk offline where you guys are getting 2 sets because I actually tried to buy 2 sets and I only got 1. I can only sell you 1 right now.
No, that's how I got my 2 sets, but that's a kept family secret at the moment.
I said we might talk offline about that.
Well, I publicly said that One company that I had canceled, I ordered it from two separate companies, AGI
Okay, yeah.
and my Santa Claus outfit. So from the Santa Claus outfit, I actually canceled it right before they were about sending it. But they sent it to me anyway, and they refunded my money. I didn't publicly tell anybody. I called J Rock on his telephone and told him. He said, I wouldn't tell nobody either. I said, okay, fine. But when I publicly came out with it, there's a DJ that's not here. I ain't gonna mention his name. That was salty all night because he didn't have his mixer, but I had two sets.
Mm-hmm.
He might have his mixer by now, I think.
He does. He does.
Oh, he got it now?
I think he didn't he show pictures of the he didn't show pictures with it with the skins on it.
He said that he probably wasn't gonna. He paid for it, but they won't ship it out until June.
I thought he got it. I'm so sorry. I thought he did. So I ain't talked to him in a while anyway. But it's just so convenient how J Rock just left out that he has two sets.
Yeah.
After everybody just smacked me in the back of the head for having two sets.
Look, I saw all those knives and daggers coming at you. I said, you know what?
I'll just be quiet.
I already got people hating on me for no reason, so I'm gonna be quiet.
But publicly, I did talk to the distributor, the guy who handles my accounts, and I told him about it. I got kind of eerie about it because I wanted to maintain my relationship with them. He said, consider it a Christmas present, and anytime I come to New York, I want dinner. I said, cool. So that was
got it. He got it. All right, real quick, we're gonna shout out the comment box on YouTube. Shout out to Johnny Shotsville. He has a question. He says, how do you feel about the Flex Effects Echo on the 72? Yeah, the Echo, if you get in there and tweak it, you can make it be pretty decent. The one thing I had to get used to is if you touch on the screen, the tempo, when you're on the effects window, it matches the effects to the tempo of the deck, of the highlighted deck. So I just had to remember to send that. I wasn't used to that.
Now, I can say this, and it's hurting me to say this, but the echo effect on the S9 is better.
I've heard that. So Rane, if you're tuned in, that next firmware update, you might want to tweak that some.
I don't know about the S9 Echo. I can't speak to that. I think that if you dial in the effects though on the 72, you can, the flex effects work pretty good. I mean, I think you just have to tweak them, but like I said, I can't compare it. I do. It does work for me, and there are some really cool beyond Echo. I use Duck Echo quite a bit, and just getting that dialed in, and just when you hit that the toggle, I love it compared to how I used to run the Echo on the 62.
Well, but the 62 Echo. All right, so the 62 Echo was good. That's what pretty much introduced me to it, right? So I went from the 62 Echo to the S9 Echo. And when I went to the S9 Echo, I'm like, wow. I mean, because it's loud, it's clear, and it just does the job. With the Rane, with the 72, you literally have to, it's not loud. So the only way you're going to hear that echo really is if you're listening for it or you turn the gain down on the other deck.
But did you go in and turn up the depth and all that stuff?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I felt like it was pretty good. I don't know. Like I said, I definitely changed the parameters from default though. And I even went as far as going back to the wrench menu in the setup screen, because you can store those parameters. So when you turn the mixer off and back on, you still got to pick. Like I'll run Duck Echo a lot, so you still have to pick the effect you want. But you just got or even Hold Echo. But
that's what I use, Hold Echo.
You just have to Hold Echo. I felt like that works really well because I was able to, just testing it. I don't typically use it, but I was able to get a Hold Echo going, drop the volume, and then you could mix the next track and then drop another track. That whole echo could, like, if you had a beat going, it would just be perfectly right there. I was blown away. But I will say, when I was playing around and I did that, if you mess with the tempo, it screws the echo up. That echo, because when you load another track, especially if that other track, let's say it was a sampler or something with just a weird tempo, it screws up the whole echo. The whole echo isn't locked to where it was, like it would sync or whatever. And
So the effect stays locked in. It stays synced with whatever the current tempo is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that part, like, I don't know. I feel like that kind of, I was like, I don't know if I didn't expect that to happen, and I didn't like you know what I mean? Because I brought in, like, I don't know if it was an acapella or what, but the tempo, like, I would have just going to pitch it and make it work, and the whole echo changed, and I was like, well, that crashed that mix. But that was all. It was just practice fooling around, but I was like, what's going on?
Did you find that the echo effect on the 72 was a little bit flatter than the S9 Spaz?
On the 70, yes.
Yeah, that's the first thing that I heard. That it felt like it was just so plain and flat.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put it back to my S9,
it sounds bright. It sounds loud and
crisp.
It's just echo. I mean, it's just there, and it's just vibrant.
See, I gotta play with the settings on that thing, because I don't. Then you got me wanting to turn my stuff on, and
well, it would help if you bought an S9, Jay.
I'm not buying anything.
I'm done. Wife right there.
You said that once before, and I want my dollar.
Baby, I'm not buying anything. No.
But
no
I
way.
believe that in maybe about 6 months, the price of the S9 is going to drop dramatically. I would suggest people to pick them up as a backup mix.
PSSL had the S9s for $1,100.
Yep.
On sale a week or two ago.
They're dropping radically. Nobody's buying them no more. Everybody wants that 72.
They had their shine. They had their shine for a couple of years.
But let's think next year, Pioneer coming out with the S9 MK2 and
I heard
we'll see.
The S9 Nexus.
And X9 Nexus, yep. And everybody's gonna go crazy for it.
They never come out that close. Think about it. When the 62 came out, it was years before the S9 came out. The S9 came out, it's been years, and now the 72 came out. It never comes out that fast, man.
Now, when the Rane 57 MK2 came out, I feel like they came out with like a lukewarm reception. How about you guys?
Yeah, the MK2 was a flop to me.
Yeah, I haven't seen many people. I don't know. I've only ever seen them at like the trade show. I think it's unfortunate because I think it was a solid mixer, but I haven't seen them out, and that was Rane probably knew they were going to sell the company, and I don't know, maybe they just kind of put that out. I think there's more of a backstory to that than I'm aware, but
that's probably something they was working on before they sold the company, and then when they decided they were going to sell it, go ahead and throw it out there. But you see, they discontinued it too.
Oh wow, they did.
I think so. Yeah.
It's
I bet they did. They got a 72 out now.
Stock at this point, if you find one for sale or it's used.
Yeah.
All right, real quick in the chat box, we got DJ Sir Kleck. Excuse me for messing up the name. No offense intended. He's asking, did you adjust the effects parameters? He said he adjusted his and he could hear the difference.
Really?
Yep. So, and I guess for each effect, like if you double click the internal effect, you can change the parameters while Serato is open. Probably got to get in there and adjust it to your taste. But it's just so many features, and it's going to take weeks.
Time.
Yeah,
it's going to take time, man. It took me a minute to learn. Well, not to learn the S9. The S9 was Tonka toyish. But
you said Tonka.
I mean, it was like opening the S9. All right, perfect example. Opening the S9 is like cutting on an iPhone. Everything is right there for you, easy to use.
Okay.
Cutting on the 72 is like cutting on an Android.
Mm-hmm.
You got so many features you could do in there. You can move this around. You can make this do this. That's still
And
this.
so basically, if you're technically inclined or a gadget guy or girl,
You will
then
love the
the
72.
72 is going to appeal to you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're more of a, I want to turn it on and I'm going to play records, then the S9, you probably love that and hate the
That's
72.
what I think. What you think, Frank?
Well, yeah, it is, and I'm gonna tell you something that I did, and I hate the fact that I did it. Do you remember right before the release? I think about April 2nd or April 3rd. That was a video tutorial. That was a guy. I'm trying to remember. It was a guy with dreads. I can't remember his name, but he did a video tutorial that took about maybe an hour. I listened to all of that tutorial. I even played it back.
I did.
Yeah.
Did. He was at the Rane studio or Serato studio.
He was by himself.
Yeah.
And he actually broke everything down on that 72.
And that's on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. J-Rock, I sent it to you. Look at all the things I sent to you right before the release. I sent it to you.
Man, J-Rock, you special. Frank don't send me nothing. And I got a secret I want to send you too, Frank.
What?
What
now? What now?
I got something I want to give to you, Frank.
Yeah, I hit the lottery last night. I hit the lottery. Spies gave me the winning lottery numbers.
Oh, okay. I'm scared. What?
But anyway, that's just how I feel about it. I just feel like, the S9 indeed is a good mixer, but I just feel like the Rane 72 is ahead of its time and it's catching up.
I think it's going to take a while for people to really get acclimated because those pad modes, the fact that they're independent from both sides, there's 10 modes.
Yes.
It's crazy. Plus any user stuff that you want to set up.
Now,
I think that's where when people really start to get creative with all the things you're going to be able to do there.
Quick question.
It's going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to be pretty crazy.
I haven't played with the user modes yet. How do you get there?
Well, you have to go in Serato and you got to enable the custom mapping before you can use them. Then you hold the shift and you can basically pick the different banks. So you can then set the pads to do what you want them to do with the software.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah, there's 4 or 5 different modes that I can't remember if it's 4 or 5 because there's 5 buttons to select. I think it's 4 or 5 buttons across the top, right, for the pad modes, and then there's 4 or 5 custom ones that you can basically create. It's pretty nuts though. But like I just started playing around with the fader effects that you can do some pretty cool stuff with that. I mean, I don't know. It reminds me of Jazzy Jeff on that controller with some of the fader effect stuff. I mean, so that's, I guess, the time we'll have to go by to see, what kind of creative stuff people do with that. But I don't know. There's just so many different things. But what drives me crazy about the mixer is you don't necessarily know which mode you're in until you memorize if this button at this color is this mode. That they're not, they're labeled, but you don't have an indicator of which one is really, it's this one, but is it the top mode or the bottom mode for each button? You know what I mean? Like if you're in pitch play or if you're in Q mode.
Now, what's funny, it's like the pad mode that I found myself using the most since I've been testing in the house is the shuttle control, just to be able to start and stop the
transport.
Transport. Yep. I'm thinking shuttle from the video side of things.
Can you imagine if you had a small gig to do? You could take the 72 by itself. You can mix with it. If you
take the 72 and the K12 and rock.
Yep.
Now, real quick, Johnny Shotsville says he had to re-download some songs because he noticed some distortion. And so I'm not sure if that's more of a Serato DJ thing, but have you guys noted any distortion or anything like that from the Rane system?
I don't.
No, I've had to keep my gains down a little bit more than I did with like the 62. I'm probably more at like 11 o'clock on the dial. I mean, just as long as you don't have any red on the mixer, I mean, it's good. I mean, if you overclip it, if you clip it, there's probably a problem there. But
what kind of computer are you using? Are you, if you're on a Mac, are you on High Sierra?
Yeah, good question.
That can, be a problem also because have heard of a lot of DJs having problem with Serato DJ Pro and High Sierra. I'm not having a problem with it, but I have seen some posts.
See, another thing that I had to get used to with the 72 coming from the NS73 was the gain structure and how Rane does his metering. It had my mind blown for like a couple of days. I'm not sure if we're having a problem connecting to the panel, but that was one of the issues that I had. Wow, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and while I try to get the panel back on.
Oh, he's back.
Jason.
He's back
Okay.
now.
Hey, y'all back? Y'all back?
Yeah.
We're here.
Yo, David.
All right, we're back. Seemed like we had a little technical difficulty with the Matrix. Shout out to Comcast and their outstanding service. All right, guys, y'all here?
Yep.
We're here.
I don't know what happened there. Seemed like hopefully the live feed didn't drop. Let me check that.
Oh.
Yeah, we got good status. So something going on with the conference bridge, I guess.
Hey, gentlemen, haven't you noticed that there are no third-party vendors doing any accessories for these new Rane products at all?
Except
Other than
12-inch
Odyssey?
skins.
Except 12-inch skins. Yep.
Oh, yeah, but we expected that because they were doing that before they came out.
Yep.
They were customizing it for everybody who had those non-disclosure agreements.
Now, I know Pro X, they have their Rane 12 cases, single cases in production. So
Yeah, it's probably a month out or so. I think that they're really in retail at this point.
yeah, at least a month. And so I'm waiting patiently. I've been
Crazy how big the equipment is compared to some of the older mixers.
Yeah, that's my thing. I was looking at the Pro X XS TC 1012 suitcase situation, and I want one of those with a single case, so I don't have to carry 3 cases and just have the 2.
I'm just gonna go with 3 cases, man. If I could if it's at a good price, I'll go with the 2 and the 1. But I'm trying to be like Frank, man, and
$169 for the
It's a good deal.
for the battle case.
I put the lid typically underneath the case.
Yeah, me too.
And somebody said that with that single case works great, but if you have because of the wheels, when you stack them like that, someone's saying that you couldn't get them as close together though.
I did see that.
That's the Magma case. The
right?
Magma case has the wheel on a mixer side. The Pro X case has the wheel on a turntable side.
Oh, that's a good one to know.
Yep.
Thank you for that.
So the Pro X is better suited if you're going to do a single case and a double case.
Who is this guy popping up in here?
Who's this guy? We've been hacked. We got DJ OK in the building.
What's up, guys?
What up?
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good, good. Sorry I'm late.
Just
Hey,
on time, just in time.
Hey, Brent, are those the Google Buds you got in your ear?
No, they're Bose. Sound
Oh, okay.
Sports.
Oh, okay.
Google has buds?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Oh, wow.
They're supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I thought you had. That's what I was asking.
All right, DJ OK.
Yes.
30 days in, 1 month in. What's been your experience outside of not having them?
Well,
It's funny you ask. Well, it's not any different than the first week I've had it. I'll say that to start. And to be honest, it's because I don't have my 12s.
How long ago did you ship your 12s off?
I sent my 12s in the Monday after the announcement. So that the last broadcast that we did, the last chat we did, is the day I sent mine in.
Okay.
And at last check today, they're already back in New Jersey. The email I got when they sent them out on Thursday was that they would be in my possession by this Thursday. And then I just kept checking the updates, and it's gotten shorter and shorter. Last check, everything still says by end of day Wednesday, but tomorrow's Tuesday. It's already in New Jersey. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it'll be here, or I should have them tomorrow night. That's with any luck.
So technically, you had 2.5 week turnaround, and Brent had a week and a half.
Well, yeah, I was expecting FedEx had them as coming tomorrow, but they actually showed up on Saturday because I sent mine in on the Monday after the recall as well. Interestingly, Rane had sent that survey out, so I got 2 survey links, and I filled the one out, and I said, really my only issue really is you're sending me a survey, and I've already sent the equipment in, but I haven't received it back. And then you're telling me that it's 1 business day, and I was just like, I said, I'm just leaving a message because you guys asked me for a survey input, and I said, just really the communication is off. Someone called me, and as a result of that call, they were like, we just want to let you know they're going out today, and we wanted to improve the communication, and we had a little bit of a dialogue then. Because I was just about overall operations. It was more so than it was the equipment. And the guy was really receptive. He took some notes. He took some feedback that I had on the 72, and I felt good just because I had a good customer service experience. So I mean, the equipment otherwise, it works. I mean, I only have one complaint. I'll say it's a complaint on the 72, but that's really my whole. I think they're great otherwise.
All right, real quick, if you tuned in to the live feed, do me a favor. Feel free to hit up the chat box. Tell us about your experience, what you like, what you love, what you hate. Have you taken a sledgehammer to them yet? Have you traded them in for an S9?
2 S9s. No.
I know, right?
But gentlemen, haven't you noticed that? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. But
I was just gonna. No, go ahead, Frank. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. So haven't you noticed that every guy that was and every DJ that was actually advertising these things, sponsoring these things with the non-disclosure agreements, all of a sudden we don't hear from them anymore now that the release date?
Yes.
The check ran out.
Yeah, why?
They was paid. But I can say this. DJ Icon, he uses his on the regular.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't just say it and then moved over back to his turntables. He uses his on the regular.
Right.
I saw a video yesterday or the day before. Jeff was actually using his.
Mm-hmm.
But
has he said anything about him?
No, you haven't heard anything about him.
No, but you got Icon won that battle. He played that big big battle. I mean,
yep.
And
I was surprised that he switched.
Yeah, there was the DMC battle in Denver, I think it was, happened like maybe a week after the 72 came out, and one of the guys that was competing was using his 72 in that competition.
Icon was there for that too.
Yeah.
Icon did a showcase there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was in the Dallas one.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. That was the Dallas one.
Icon did an event in Carolina, and he used his Rane setup.
Yep.
Well, you got to figure, Pioneer is paying Jeff. I'm pretty sure way more money than Rane paid him.
Yeah, but everybody's paying Jeff. Jeff is sponsoring and endorsing every doggone product he can get his hands on.
Hold on. You're not trying to say Jeff is becoming a corporate DJ now, are you?
Jeff is about that dollar.
But
Yes, he is. And I'm
the-
not mad at him.
No.
I'm not mad.
I'll say this. One of the features on the 72 that nobody has talked about is the same thing that people are up in arms in about Jeff's endorsement and his input on that SB2 or the SB or whatever it is.
The scratching part.
Oh, I brought that up. The fader effects.
Right.
That let's see
Fader
what
effect.
people do with it. Yeah, because that's the same thing.
Yep. It's the
right.
same.
I haven't played with those yet. I keep forgetting about them.
I've been trying to incorporate it in my scratches. It's hard.
It's hard.
Well, you gotta
I talked
learn
about
it. Right? It's you gotta know which button has what pattern and all that stuff. I mean, yeah.
I mentioned it in the last live chat we did that, and it's probably a firmware thing, but on my left channel, on the left side of my 72, the patterns seem to be on point, but on the right side, the timing is really way off. So I'm new to scratching. You know, I'm working on my chirps, and I can get my chirps on point to mimic the fader effect. And I actually have a video of me going from the fader effect to the actual crossfader, and I don't miss a beat. But then when I try to do it, and that was on the left side, when I try to do it on the right side, no matter how many times I tried to get the timing down, how many times I re-hit the button and hold it down and everything, the pattern doesn't hold. So I want to say it's a firmware thing, because obviously it works on one side, but the other side it doesn't seem to work. And it's not just on the one scratch; it's on all the scratches on that right side.
Wow. Now,
That's
real quick, in the YouTube chat box, I want to shout out DJ Smooth B, DJ L Boogie. Smooth B says the 72 is very nice, but the high pass filter is gone and the echoes are faint. That's his only complaint. DJ L Boogie says coming from the S9, it took about 2 weeks to get used to the flow, but they're digging it now.
Again, for the fader or for a lot of the effects, take a look at your parameters, because most of, if not all the parameters except for echo are set to 0. So you actually got to crank them up at max just to hear the difference. But when you get it at max, it's a huge difference. So there is some fine tuning that you have to do with the effects and how you like it to sound and tail off and stuff like that.
But then it don't save when you cut your mixer off.
See, that's the thing. I think I haven't focused on how it saves and where it's at. I agree that there are some parameters that I set that don't seem to save. I just don't know if it's across the board or if it's the fader, if it's the flex effects versus the Serato effects. You know what I mean?
Well, the Serato effects don't save on none of the controllers. Like it doesn't save with the NS7 III. That's just how the Serato effects are. They're not going to save. But I haven't had any issues with the flex effect saving since the update. Real quick, DJ Dubstack says he's late to the party. Better late than never. Thanks for tuning in. DJ L Boogie says played with the fader effects, but definitely have to tune the effects. Smooth B says the effects are very bouncy turned up though. Okay.
Oh, by Damon. Thank you, Santa Claus.
And I gave him a present, Jay.
Thank you. You're right, Jay. That is the lottery.
Yep, it's the lottery. Now, speaking of lottery, on this channel, we're doing a subscriber push, right? And so I need to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can enable some features on YouTube. So if you tuned in right now, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and hit the notification, baby. Shameless plug. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, and we're giving away a gift card to the 1,000th subscriber.
Nice. How much is the gift card, though?
The gift card is yet to be determined.
Is it enough to buy me a Rane setup?
Can it be $1 per subscriber?
$1 per subscriber.
Can
Wow,
it be a Pro X case?
I guess you heard it here first. DJ OK is going to donate $1 to every subscriber.
Hey.
Whoa!
Oh, what? I can't hear you. I think it's a bad connection. What? What's that? Hold on.
But what I really wanted to get at
Oh,
is that
DJ Beloved says every subscriber can feel awesome by donating $1 to our Patreon account. Become a Patreon today. Now, I know we talked about cases, we talked about effects.
Oh, I missed the case talk.
Yeah, we talked about how the wheel placement on the Magma versus the Pro X.
Okay.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. And how DJ D Spy says he's gonna order 2 other $800 cases. He's gonna order one for himself, and he's ordering one to send to me.
See, for me, no. I actually cut my cases to get to get the 12s to fit in the cases that I would put my 1200s in. I just made a little modification so I could get my USB cable and my D cable in there because I didn't go out by right angles. I literally just cut a little bit of the foam off, and it works.
And see, you know what? And I was thinking about just buying the Pro X 1200E case or something, and just going with that suitcase. That way, if down the road, if I decided to leave the Rane 12s, I wouldn't be stuck with these proprietary cases that only fit the Rane 12. But
Right.
I don't know, I just like my stuff to be. I'm weird.
But like we talked about the last video, I like branding, and I'm really shocked that Rane did not come up with their own cases.
They're not. But you know what? They did come out with a case for the NS7-1. They had the one case that I remember them releasing.
Yeah, but that wasn't Rane.
Yeah, true. That was Newmark.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. My bad. DJ Smooth B says no issues with the 12s. He lived near Rane, so he's gonna drive over and drop his off.
Oh, that's convenient.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
It'll still take them a week and a half to get it back out of that 2 to 3 day round shipping.
I'm mad at that. So I need. Hey, where you located, DJ Smooth B? So maybe I need to take a week's vacation and just hand deliver instead of a vacation.
Drive to Reno.
Yeah.
Nevada.
Yeah, I think they went to Reno, Nevada.
Oh
You can
wow.
actually do that. Like if you live close by there, you can take it there. Go ahead and update these. I'll wait 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, I'm gonna drop them off on my lunch break, and I'll be back around 12 o'clock tomorrow.
Exactly.
You would want to be good friends with the guys in technical support.
Word.
Hey, what y'all doing after work today? I got first round at the bar.
So I have a question.
First and last. Go ahead.
I have a question. So, for the guys that have gone back and forth between the 72 and whatever their previous setup is or was, with the inclusion of Serato DJ Pro, have you noticed any issues that seem to be within Serato DJ Pro that you might have thought were dependent on the mixer?
No.
I
Okay.
don't think so.
Now with Serato
I think
DJ Pro, I have noticed that the library loads way faster. I mean, it loads way faster.
And well, the reason why I'm asking is because I came from a 62. I still have it, and I was using Scratch Live with it for the longest time, just because it never gave me any issues. No, I mean, in the 3 years that I've been using Scratch Live, 4 years that I've been using Scratch Live, I think I've had 2 reboots or 2 crashes. That was it. So, to me, if you want to talk about stability, that was stable. You know what I mean? Out of all that time that I use it, I've only had those 2 or 3 issues, and then I was using Pro the last couple of weeks, but I used it back to back or 2 nights in a row this past weekend. And I noticed more and more that my tracks were a lot hotter than they were with Scratch Live and even Pro, because I was using, or not Pro, but even the 1 point series, because when I use other people's S9s, it didn't seem to be as problematic for my tracks to come in hot. So I was constantly making adjustments. Now, me, given the range structure of sound that they tell you that they suggest you use, I kind of took it one step further, and I made all my tracks in Serato peak just into the yellow, if not peak at the yellow. So by the time it gets to my actual speakers, I can get a lot more oomph out of it with a lot less push. And I actually have a mixing board in between my mixer and my speakers. So following, like I said, following Rane's gain structure and from what the other sound guys that I know locally have told me, that's pretty much how I've ran things for years. And I've never had an issue with running hot until the last couple of weeks that I've been using Serato Pro out. That's when I noticed it more. That's why I asked. So, because and some people have suggested in some of the groups, like, yeah, the 72 runs a lot higher, like it peaks more, it clips sooner. But I really think that it's something more involved with Serato Pro, because we didn't have Serato Pro before the 72. You know what I mean? Like, we had it for what, like 2 weeks?
In Serato Pro, what is your master level set to?
Yeah, because Brent said you got to turn that down.
It is.
Yeah. I have mine at 50% in Serato DJ Pro on the screen. I do, I'm thinking about what you were just saying, and I do, like, I keep my channel gains more like 11 o'clock, may somewhere between 11 and 12, where on my 62, I might have been more 12 o'clock. I usually don't go too much higher than that because I don't want any red. But
right.
there may be something to what you're saying. I don't know if it's Serato DJ Pro or the mixer, though, because I do feel like it is a little bit hotter. But I don't, like I said, if you're not clipping, then you're good, right? I typically, like, the range structure is you want to run it like if you're gain on your screen for the track, get that to where it's a hot signal. Your channel is a hot signal, and then if you don't have any red on your master out, and then you're going to another mixing board, get that to where you need to have it, you know what I mean, and then keep going on down the line to where if you can have no clipping, you know what I mean, or no clipping at all. If you clip maybe at the speaker, maybe because of its gain, but just not constant. Just if it's just touching red a little bit here and there, that's probably not a big deal. That's what I think.
Yeah, for me, I normally do the 11 to 12 o'clock, and I haven't had any clipping. Of course, some tracks may be a little lower. You got to turn it up, but that's natural. But I haven't noticed anything. The next time I turn it on, actually tomorrow, because I got to record some stuff for my radio show, I take notice of that.
My Pro is at the master gain in my software is at 50%. When I'm on my mixers, they're typically the same as you guys, typically 11 at 11 o'clock. And by the time I get to my soundboard, there's I might have 2 or 3 bars before in the green, and it's pretty loud. It's and I have QSC K12s, so those things can knock if you set everything up right. And I just, like I said, I just noticed, especially with a lot of the tracks in Serato, that they were constantly hitting red. They were constantly hitting red, and while the output on the mixer itself and my soundboard itself were not clipping, I just noticed that they were all coming in a little bit hotter because the tracks within Serato were at the red, and I had to turn those back down to get all my other settings to fall back into place.
That's something we definitely got to keep an eye on.
Yeah. And I said, some people have mentioned it, like saying that the 72 might be a little, might be clipping earlier or sooner compared to whatever their previous mixer was. But I really think the difference in between it all is Serato Pro. because you have no choice but to use Serato Pro on the 72.
Yeah.
One of the things that I kind of thought about that I'm not sure if there's anything to this was that the 72 had a richer bass response, and maybe that little bit of bass, if there's I'm not, no scientific evidence here, but maybe that richer sound added a little bit to the whole overall sound chain. But I don't know if that's really true, because maybe someone that if you had one of the newer Rane rotary mixers, you might be able to compare that sound card to see how that behaves. But
So, Rane,
I
if
don't
you
know.
want to send me a rotary mixer to test to do the comparison between sound quality for the 72 and the MP 2015, yeah, I sign up for that test.
I'll go out of my way and test it for you.
Yeah, I think they should send us all one to test for.
Hey, I'm game. Let's do
for a
it.
while.
I'm with it.
Sound good to me.
As long as I have to sign a non-disclosure agreement, I'm fine. But no, but I was just talking about before you came on, about all the DJs that were sponsoring it. They had non-disclosure agreements. They're all gone away. Nobody is saying jack about the setup.
I was actually going to comment on that, because the one DJ that I know of that I've seen constantly putting stuff up, he's kind of back and forth, because he goes from his S9 to the 72, is DJ Active. I don't know if he's supposed to be a brand representative or if he's got any kind of deal, but he has a setup, and he's been doing a lot with it that people are saying they're having problems with. So, I'm like, well, I'm not trying to clown anybody, because I'm not, by no means am I a top tier DJ compared to those guys, but if these guys can do it with no issue, and you're saying you're doing it and you have an issue, maybe it's not the gear.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I seen Active.
I mean,
can do it.
Peg cack.
With 1200.
Yes.
Hey, I'm trying to tone that down a little bit. What he just said. I'm gonna switch.
No, he said that the problem exists between the turntable and the chair.
That's what the problem is.
I'm we're nobody wants to admit it, but there was like 5 people that had their hands on this before it was officially released to the public. So yes, like it or not, we are the beta testers. That's how everything else goes.
Yep.
If you have 2 people testing it and 2 people only do the same things and say, no, everything works for me, then according to them, the stuff that they do, yes, everything works. But obviously you're doing something that they're not doing, and vice versa, to where it's working for them and it's not working for you. So maybe it is the user or how you're using it that you've discovered an issue, or maybe there's an issue that you have that didn't quite register because somebody else can do what you're doing or do what you're trying to do, and they don't have the issue. That's all. And that's kind of what gets me. A lot of people are jumping on the product saying, oh, this, that, and the other. Yeah, I understand the circumstances is, In Music bought Rane out, and it's essentially a different Rane, but they are trying their darndest to stay the same that we've known them to be for so many years. So people are trying to discredit that just by saying, oh, well, the first release and there's so many problems. Like, to me, something's not adding up.
But
When do the DJs or the users take onus to their lack of efficiency versus the gear that's in front of them? Because everybody will tell you it doesn't matter what you use, it's how you use it.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I mean? So people want to do the whole argument between turntables and controllers. It doesn't matter what you use, it's how you use it. So if somebody is rocking a crowd off of a controller and you step in with turntables and then the crowd dissipates and you say, oh, well, my needles were shot, the sound wasn't good, my ground was bad, where's the problem?
Now, don't start the turntable and controller. You're not a real DJ. Yeah, because really, if you're using a laptop and you're using
using it's how you use it.
It's
That's
just how you
what it
use
comes
it.
down to.
Now,
And I just want people to recognize that before trying to put the blame or their own their own lack of whatever it may be on something or somebody else when it's really right in front of them.
Now, real quick, in the chat box, Johnny Shotsville says, has anyone had issue using decks 3 and 4 with the 12s? unfortunately, well, I guess not unfortunately, but the 72 is a 2-channel mixer, and we can't use decks 3 and 4. But with the NS7 III or a 4-channel mixer,
Oh, I'm going to hook up to 64 this
Rewind,
weekend.
rewind. Can.
who's hooking up a 64?
Oh, I got 64.
Oh wow, okay. You can hook it
You
up this
can use
weekend.
deck 3 and 4.
With
Yeah, I'll hook up to 64 and see what's up. Because I'll try it both with CDJs as 2 decks, the Rane 12s as 2 decks, and then I'll try it with 2 turntables.
Hey, listen, you can.
you can
So on the Rane 12s, you see how I got the 4 decks on each side, right?
Yep.
If you're playing one, and then you hit, and you got one on one side and 2 on the other side. So on one, if you're playing 1, and if you hit 3, that 1 will continue playing.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can do 4 decks with 112. You're right. It might get a little complicated as long as you keep up with it in the head.
Yeah. And
So I have a question.
if you want to do that.
So then, has anyone used or played with this deck swap feature? I read what it's supposed to do, but I don't know what it's supposed to do.
It's just like you were to connect the RCAs. It just swaps.
That's what I
the
thought.
decks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
essentially, if you're a right-handed guy and you want to do everything on the right, but you're playing off the left, you want to switch sides.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of basically what you're going to do with the deck swap, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could. It's like inverting the. For me, it's instead of inverting or hamster mode from the crossfader, it's like hamster mode for your line channels.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I would never use that. I don't like that way. When I see 2 DJs with a DJ with 2 turntables on one side, I'm old school. I was always taught that turntable 1 is on the left, turntable 2 is on the right.
See, it's funny.
It's a regional thing.
I came.
A lot of cats in Philly does that.
Yeah, yes.
Philly does that.
It is a Philly thing. Yeah, a lot of the guys I know are 2 on the left or 2 on the right.
New York, it's left and right.
See,
oddly enough, I've seen more guys with 2 on the left than I have with 2 on the right.
And let me tell you what I get from that. When I see that, they can't cut with their other hand.
No, they can't.
See,
so that's why they put it on that side.
See, back in the day, I came up with both turntables. I had both on the right. And
that was a strong hand.
Yeah, and I was going to try it with this, but I don't know. I just like how it setup just feels natural like it is. With the mixer in the middle.
Both hands get the same work.
That's right.
Well, here's something I was taught. You only need one hand to cut and one hand to scratch.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter which side you do it on or how often you do it. 2 on the right, 2 on the left, split. You only need 1 to cut and 1 to scratch.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm not fond of it.
Hey Frank, we got a DJ Tony Rome. We got a question that you can answer.
Sure.
DJ Dubstack want to know: can you use the 12s with the NS7 III? Tell them what you did this weekend.
And it works. It's nice. The only problem is that you have to have a large wingspan in order for you to use it. So what I had to do was like make it into like a horseshoe.
Wow.
And do it that way. It works, but you got to constantly turn around when you're actually mixing. So that's where it comes into play to do the New York thing. 1 turntable on the left, 1 turntable on the right. Because if you had to do the NS7 III with the 2 12s on the right, you would have to be McGilla Gorilla with the long arms. But I just did it this weekend for a Cinco de Mayo party I was doing in the park, and it worked perfectly. Had a little problem with my Go Rack because my Go Rack went out, and I think I kind of posted that because I was frantic. So my cousin actually gave me his Go Rack, but no problems. And in fact, it sounded very good pumping the 12s through the NS7 III.
What kind of 12s you got pumping through there?
No, I'm talking about the Rane 12s.
Oh, okay. Those are my speakers.
Oh, but I got the QSC's .2s.
Okay.
I got 4 of them and 2 181s.
Nice.
I'm not breaking my back for a sub though.
Yeah, you don't break your back for that sub, buddy.
See, no, but the thing is, it's like I can't even complain about
low. I love my takes.
No, they're nice.
They're nice.
They're nice. They're real nice. But I got a bad back.
See, the thing is, it's like my basic setup takes 3 hours. Not the basic setup, but one of our packages that we sell a lot takes like 3 hours. And then you're talking trussing, subs, TVs. It's all relative.
Mm-hmm.
Man, nah, I'm good. I got some turntables, some house speakers that I set on some milk crates, and I got my receiver that got a radio on it, and I plug that joke up, and I go.
Oh man, I
Spaz,
got a
Facebook
is that
group
Fisher
to post
tuner?
that to.
Hey,
Spaz, you need to come back to New York, man. Leave there, come back to New York. You are strictly a New York DJ.
and he runs the extension cord up to the street light pole.
There you go. There you go. That's how I rock right there.
Look, just make sure you tap into 120 and not 220.
And fry everything.
Fry everything. Yeah? Oh man, yo.
All right, gentlemen, we've reached that 1 hour mark.
Oh damn.
So in closing, I want to give each one of you guys like 2 minutes to drop the name of your company, how people can contact you and all that cool stuff. DJ OK.
At DJ_O_K on Instagram and Twitter. At DJOHKAY on Facebook. Shout out to my team, Supreme DJs. If you guys haven't heard or don't know of, there's 2 groups I want to shout out. One is the International DJ Cafe. There's chapters everywhere. Philly, New York, Jersey, I think Atlanta, Carolina somewhere. I believe they have one in Southern California. I suggest you guys try to find out where they're at, get up with it, and network. And the other one is called House of Reps. They are a community that is put together by the Senate DJs that are based out here in South Jersey, Philly area. It's another great way to network. And Senate DJs actually have an open decks event starting May 31st at Barrack over here in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. It's basically like an open mic night for DJs. You get a 30-minute set. You sign up in advance. They let you know when your set is. And same thing with the DJ cafes. It's kind of like an open night. You get a 15-minute set. Do whatever you want, however you want, on whatever you want.
All right, DJ Tony Rome.
DJ Tony Rome from the New York area. You can reach me at zuckerentertainment@gmail.com, which is 3 Z's UCKAENT@gmail, or on my LinkedIn page at Zucker Entertainment with Slick-Witted Productions.
All right, Brent.
Hey, it's Brent Furry, DJ Surf Force. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Shout out to Wiser Productions. I do a lot of bookings through them. I want to thank J-Rock for having me on. It was great talking to you guys. Thank you for having me on the panel tonight. Appreciate it.
First of many. All right, DJ D Spaz.
At DJ D Spaz on Twitter, at DJ D Spaz on Instagram, my Facebook fan page, DJ D Spaz, DJ D Spaz at gmail.com, Spaz Out Entertainment at gmail.com, 757-746-8227. You know it.
All right, and of course, you can reach me at www.just2wow.com or playmydemo.com. Just like it sounds, playmydemo.com. Play My Demo on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you follow. This YouTube, make sure you subscribe, like, and share the videos. Your sharing keeps us going. Also, you got the option to become a Patreon member. Feel free to do that. I have 2 Facebook groups I want to shout out. Shout out to the Empower DJ Network. Much love and support. Shout out to the DJ Tech Talking Software group. A lot of good stuff going on in there. Shout out to the other J-Rock International DJ Cafe. This will be the Battle of the J-Rocks coming up. Nah, I'm just joking. I don't know, though. And what else? What else we got? Yeah, that's it. Make sure you join the group, the Rane 72 and 12 users group on Facebook. That's where we share a lot of information. The group is not corporate sponsored or censored, so you can speak your mind, ask any questions. Long as the posts are related to DJing and the Rane system and stuff like that, we keep it family friendly. And so, with that being said, good night, and thank you for tuning in. Peace.
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 Welcome to the